Pull up a chair and buckle up. It's the Original Strength BodCast.
Hey guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Original Strength Podcast. In the last few weeks, I've had the opportunity to speak to a couple of groups on mental trauma and stress relief. And so I thought maybe this information could also be useful to my lovely listeners here. And so when it comes to healing from mental trauma and overcoming stress or relieving yourself from stress, I pretty much take the same route that I would with helping the body heal physically from an injury. And basically, if you move in your design, then your body is able to heal, whether it's from a physical wound or a mental wound, or maybe it's a nervous system trauma, like even a head injury, or maybe it's a nervous system trauma, like you saw something absolutely horrific that you just can't get over. Either way, your body is designed to heal. And when I say if you live in your design, you can help your body heal, all I mean is that if you move the way you're designed to move, you can give your brain really good information, soothing information, calming information that helps regulate your nervous system and your emotions. First of all, I guess it kind of helps to review that there's nothing about you physically that is not attached to you wholly as a whole person. What I mean is that your body, soul, and spirit. Now, your soul would be your mind, your emotions, and your thoughts. But if it affects you physically, it affects your soul. And so everything about you is a two-way street, and you can't separate one aspect of you from another. Like how you move affects how you feel, and how you think, and how you think and how you feel affects how you move. And then there's the whole spiritual aspect of things, and I might touch on that later. But for the most part, when it comes to healing, we can address the mind or the stress or the trauma through physical means. We could also go after the mind and try to address the mind also, and we should, but sometimes it's easier to get yourself in through the back door, and a lot of times it's easier. The back door would be movement. All that to say is if we move the way we were designed, then we're going to feel physically better, and if we feel physically better, we're going to feel emotionally and mentally better. Because when we move well, we can focus. We have better concentration. We have less stress, less anxiousness, less irritation, less fear. Because again, when you move good, you just feel good. Now, it is a two-way street. So if you're sad or angry or just all shook up mentally and emotionally, that will definitely affect how your body moves, and how you feel physically. But just to review again, that there's always one question that your brain is asking. And that question would be, am I safe? And so how you move actually answers that question. How you think actually answers that question. So when it comes to healing from mental trauma and stress, you want to move in your design. Specifically, you want to breathe in your design, because every breath you take sends a message to your brain that says either I am safe or I am not safe. So when we breathe in our design, which all that means is if you breathe in and out through your nose with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, if you're filling your lungs up from the bottom to the top, you're basically telling your brain, yes, I am safe. And when your brain feels safe, it is going to let you feel better. It's going to let you move better, but it's also going to let you feel better and think better. So breathe in your design, or breathe the way you were born to breathe. If you move your eyes and head often, that activates your vestibular system, and you're moving your eyes and head often, just fighting gravity, just floods your brain with wonderful information about where your body is. And when your brain sees where everything is in your body, it feels less concerned about your safety. So when you move your eyes and head a lot and you fight gravity a lot and you're moving often throughout the day, you're basically flooding your brain with information, and it says, I'm pretty safe, I'm safe. And in turn, your brain will again allow you to move better, but also just feel better mentally and physically. And then if you Moving your gait pattern. Gait pattern would be crawling, walking, skipping, potentially running if you're well put together. But if you live and move in your gait pattern throughout the day, you're flooding your brain, both hemispheres, with great information. You're getting your whole brain, the whole halves of your brain, to communicate with each other. And you're basically also keeping your body tied together well. And when you engage in your gait pattern often, again, your brain feels very, very comfortable with that information, and it feels safer, and it will allow you to move better and feel better. So that's the physical aspect. But again, living in our design also means honoring the soul aspect of our being. And so what I mean by that is if every breath you take and how every move you make, I'll be watching you. If every breath you take and every move you make tells your brain that you're safe, so does every thought that you make. So here's what I mean. You've never had a thought that your body doesn't know about. So if you think something pleasant, that's a safe thought. Your brain's going to feel safe with that. If you're thinking thoughts of negativity, fear, anxiety, or worry, those thoughts are not safe, and your brain will feel unsafe. And as a consequence, it will hinder how you feel and how you move. I know this sounds crazy to you, or potentially, but think about it. You're an expression suit. So if you're sad, what's your posture look like? How does the world know you're sad? Because you broadcast it. Your body is carrying out whatever's going on the inside is expressed on the outside. If you're angry, how does the world know? Because again, what's going on the inside is expressed outside to the world. If you're happy or confident, how does the world know? So you express whatever's going on the inside. And a lot of times, whatever's going on the inside is right here, up in your head or your heart. So it is super important to not dwell on negative things. And again, like I said, it's so much easier to go through the back door physically and move your way to feeling better and thinking better than it is to actually approach your mind. However, if you understand your design, and your design is to move well and feel good. So if you understand your design, you can take advantage of your design. So one thing you can do is think positive thoughts, or just don't dwell on negative thoughts. Or even easier than that would be to protect your eyes and your ears from what you see and what you hear. Which means if it doesn't serve you well, if it is not positive, if it's negative, then it's toxic. So watching the news, scrolling on social media, doom scrolling, they call it that for a reason. Feeding yourself with the angry opinions of other people on Facebook. All of those things are toxic to your soul, which makes them toxic to your body, your whole being. Okay, again, you're this body, soul, and spirit. Everything about you is connected. And so if you are feeding part of yourself poison, you're feeding all of yourself poison. So you want to protect your eyes and ears, and that is one way that you can totally tell your brain that you're safe. And that is one way you can totally relieve stress and anxiety. And then I said there's this whole spiritual aspect. And this is a leap of faith, but faith is so important. So if you can see that the body's designed to move, and when it's designed to move in such a way that it heals, and if you can see that your movement is attached to how you feel emotionally and mentally, and that when you move well, you feel good. An easy example is you see a child skipping, you see joy all over their face, but you've never seen a crying or an angry child skip. That's not something you see, because the movement does not correlate with the emotion, and the emotion does not correlate with the movement, because there is an attachment. So when you're moving well, you just feel good, and that's the design. So my whole point to this is you're designed to move well, which means you're designed to feel good. Now, how can that be? Like, who would take the care to design something that feels well and moves well, and where those two things are so interlocked and interwoven that you can't separate them? My answer to that would be love. Love would design its children to move well and feel well. And why would love do that? Because love is love. So if you can wrap your head around that you are loved, that can greatly help you heal from mental trauma and stress. It can greatly reduce your stress. If you could wrap your head around that you are loved and you're not alone, then you've got an anchor. You've got something you can hold on to, something that's real. Even though you can't see it or hear it, it is there. You can feel it. Like you can't see or hear Wi-Fi, but the benefits of it are tremendous, right? So love would design you so that you move well and that you feel good. And that's powerful because perfect love casts out fear. So if you're struggling with fear, and fear involves torment. It involves anxiety, worry, stress. It is all of those things that erode you, that try to undermine you, that try to weaken you. That's what fear does to you. Fear literally, and you can test this for yourself, fear literally weakens your body, which means it weakens your soul. But if fear is an attack on your soul, which means it definitely weakens your body. Again, you can't separate. But perfect love casts out all fear. And that's what you need to learn to do, is allow love to chase your fears away. It's not easy, but when bad things happen, when you get in negative information, or when your knee hurts, just know that you're designed to heal, and you're designed by love to heal. You are a child of the Creator, the designer. And if you don't believe all of that, that is fine. If you have a faith, your faith will still help you more than it will hurt you, unless, again, your faith is negativity. And a lot of people put a lot of faith in bad things. A lot of people put a lot of faith in worry. Worry is faith in something negative. Worry is you're dreading or believing in something you don't want to happen. That's faith. So if you could reverse that, then it would serve you so much better. Anyway, that is my little talk on overcoming mental trauma and stress and lowering your anxiety. You are designed to heal, and pain and stress are a form of wounds that you can heal from. So I hope this is helpful. If it was, and you know somebody that's dealing with pain, maybe share this with them. And again, it is really easier. It's a lot easier to address the body physically, to go in through the back door to the soul, so that you can regulate the emotions and calm the mind, calm the agitation, the worries, the stress, to get your nervous system from sympathetic mode down to parasympathetic mode, rest and digest mode, which is healing mode. It is easier to go through the back door, but it is also still beneficial to go through the back door and still come around the side and try to go in the front door too. Because you're not just a physical being, you're body, soul, and spirit. All right, kids, that's enough of that. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this was useful. I'm Tim. This is the BodCast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Now get outside and play.